and today we're going to look at crafting on a budget. So Dollar Tree actually has a pretty cool craft section where you can find a lot of the things that you might buy somewhere else more expensive. So we're going to take a look and work on crafting on a budget. Here we go, let's see what we find. Okay, so we're inside Dollar Tree's crafting section, and they actually have a really great crafting section here. So this whole row right here is just full of crafting things. They even have some flowers that you can use in your designs. And we're gonna look at some of my favorite things that they have here. So one of the things I'm looking for is a canvas, and this particular store actually has quite a few options for canvases, so I'm really excited. So they have this small set. These are a 3-pack, and this is $1 for a 3-pack. That's awesome. They have that same type of canvas in a larger size, so this just comes with the one. And then they also have stretched canvases, so they have several different sizes of stretched canvases. So here's one example of that, and you can see this one's a little bit thicker. And then they have this size as well in the stretched canvas. And then my favorite that they have here is actually an 8x10 stretched canvas. So that's what we're gonna go with today. So we have our canvas. This is an 8x10 canvas. And I was able to get some acrylic paint in 2 colors. And as well as the makeup sponges to use for our paint. The Mod Podge, they actually have this in the matte option as well as the gloss option, but I don't really want this to be shiny, so I went with the matte option. I got these stickers just to add a little bit of 3D effect to this sign. And last but not least, this is actually a shelf liner, but you can use this to make your stencils. It's $1. So I'm first just going to take my white paint and apply a thin coat over the entire top of the canvas. This just gives that clean undercoat for preparing to put the stencils on with the black ink. So I gave that about 10 minutes to dry, and now I've applied my stencil, and I'm going to be using this Mod Podge just to go over the stencil before I put my paint on. This seals all the crevices and just helps make sure that your paint doesn't bleed through and leave the edgy corners that don't look very good on your ink. So I'm just going to do a coat of this Mod Podge over the entire stencil. And now I'm ready to paint with my black acrylic paint. So I'm just going to take a small amount, put it on my sponge here. These are those makeup sponges from Dollar Tree. They work great for applying your paint on stencils. And I'm just going to, with a really small amount of paint, just dab up and down over the stencil. And I'm just going to go through the stencil and just try to make sure that I'm carefully getting all of the parts that are white there, and make sure that I've covered every little spot and that there's no corners that are sticking out that are not covered in ink, to make sure that my letters look how I want them to look once I am ready to peel the stencil off. I got the major part of the stencil off, and now I'm just going to take my Cricut tweezers and just take off the little inside pieces of the E's and the A. And you don't have to use Cricut specific tweezers for this. You can use any tweezers, but I just have my Cricut tweezers, so that's what I'm using. But you could definitely use tweezers from Dollar Tree or something that you just found around the house to do this part. Time for some stickers. So I've actually got these 3D stickers, so they're going to lift up a little bit from the canvas just for that cool 3D look. And I'm just going to place my stickers around just where I think they look cool. You could use some glue just to make sure that you get the really hard stick. It looks like that one doesn't really fit, but we'll do a different one here. But you can use some glue if you want, just to make sure that these really stick on really well. I've actually found that the sticker quality on this is actually pretty good, so I'm not really super worried about these falling off. But if you are worried about them falling off, you can add some extra glue on there just to make sure that they really get that good stick. Hey crafters! Here's our sign! I had so much fun with this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a comment down below with what store you'd like to see featured next. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel for more crafting tips and tricks.